Teddy swims the door. Good morning. It is Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix, welcoming you to Tuesday, September 17th. How's it going, Laura?
Good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm a little embarrassed, and this is probably making it more embarrassing talking about it. You know what I mean? Because I doubt anybody else would know about this unless you were there.
No, you taking a situation and making it worse. Go ahead.
Well, this is like therapy for me. Yesterday, my wife saw this before. We had it up in the Mix 95.7 app because there are some still available. There's some free dog classes that the city of Grand Rapids is offering along with a Pleasant Dog. They're like a dog training kind of a place.
Yeah, I saw those. I thought about signing Tulip up, but I thought that she might embarrass me, so I didn't.
Oh, so I get to go do it. Well, no, but yesterday was an important thing for a dog. If you have one, it's like recall, like calling when calmed, and just working on the very basics of this. And I think it's really cool. It's a free thing. So we went out there. We took Benny and Patty. Lindsay had Benny. I had Patty. And they both did really well. The thing that is embarrassing that I just don't think we can go back anymore because it was noticed by several people.
Okay.
Benny, for whatever reason, got a little excited during dog training. There was a little red rocket.
Oh, God.
Laura, you weren't even there. I don't understand. This dude was so excited to be there.
Oh.
I'm like, what? No.
Were there other dogs?
Yeah, there was like 10 other dogs there.
Oh.
And it was all spread out, but I'm like, whoa, dude. Like sometimes he gets like happy, like when there's food, like treats. So I don't know if it was the other dogs being nearby, if there was a female dog or male dog. I don't know. I don't know what Benny's into.
Is he fixed?
Yeah, he's been neutered. Laura, I don't think we can go back. We signed up for the free classes, and I feel like...
No, yeah, you can't. You have the P. Diddy of dogs. Like,
Whoa, hey, excuse you.
I mean, waving around in public, a little much there, Benny. You're in front of ladies. You might want to put that away and wait for the first date. At least buy her dinner first. Get her a treat.
I don't know how dogs work. Like, does that happen for them? Like, when it truly is kind of like what happened to a man? Or, like, what...
I don't know. I'm not a veterinarian. You're asking the absolute wrong person. I've owned a half a dog, which is the dog we currently have, because I've never once been like, you know what, I think I should have a dog, because I have no idea how they work.
Because I'm trying to think of female dogs. I've never owned a female dog, but I can't think of anything that you could see with them that's happening. But Benny's like, hey, everybody, we're having a good time today, aren't we? How you doing?
Yeah, you guys are going to have to sign up for private classes at least. Don't pay for the private classes. Is there
a Zoom link available where we can just keep our camera off?
Yeah, there you go.
So I apologize to a Pleasant Dog in the city of Grand Rapids for Benny's actions.
You shouldn't apologize to the other dogs.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
This year's Art Prize opening ceremony was awesome. It featured a 35-foot tall puppet named David the Marionette, and it illuminated the night as it climbed up the Amway Grand Plaza Hotel. Now, he's set up downtown, and people can actually play with him from 12 to 8 p.m. daily until September 25th.
Man, I thought it was about to be easy, but now I got some more respect for puppeteers. That's actually kind of hard.
The times to control David, they sold out, or I guess booked up in a couple of hours yesterday, so hopefully more are going to become available. But Laura, looking outside our studio in downtown GR, we can see this thing right next to our window. This looks awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it lit up. So it finally happened. Sean Diddy, P. Diddy, whatever you want to call him, Combs, he was finally arrested late last night in New York after he's indicted by a federal grand jury. Now, he's been on the run kind of ish for a while, or at least just eluding everybody by hiding on random islands. But the charges he's being arrested for, we don't actually know yet. The indictment is sealed. They plan to unseal it later this morning, so probably later today we'll actually know officially what they got him on charges for. We know what he was doing, but you always want to know what they're going to put him in court for.
It's going to be crazy, yeah, when they actually roll out, you're charged with this, with this, with this.
Yeah, so make sure you keep an eye on your Mix 95.7 app, and we'll keep you in the loop as we find out more.
And for your final need to know news story, we're also going to court, but not with Diddy. Instead, Miley Cyrus, who's being sued for allegedly ripping off Bruno Mars's song When I Was Your Man for her song Flowers. Take a listen to this.
Too young, too dumb to realize that I should have bought you flowers. I can buy myself flowers. Write my name and say should've gave you all my hours. Talk to myself for hours.
What do you think of that?
I mean, I think they're similar, and maybe even it's a similar song theme, but I think like most songs are very, very close. So if you start doing this with a lot of different music, you're going to end up just saying every song's a ripoff of another song. It's insanity.
Yeah, so many songs are similar that you can mash them up like that, especially when they're the same beats per minute and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. Now, Bruno Mars didn't file this lawsuit. It was actually a music production company, so not sure if he's part of it or not. I guess we'll find out more about that too. That's Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7. It is Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix, and I have a really sweet neighbor. She is not going to be named in case she is listening. I don't know if she does, but I like to go over and cut her grass. This is not me bragging or patting myself on the back, Laura. It's just something.
Is it?
It's not.
Is it?
It makes me happy. It's my therapy, okay? I love cutting grass, weed whacking, edging, to have a nice sidewalk. So I do this for her, and she's like, I have to pay you. I'm like, you're not paying me. That's like me going up and somebody shaking my grandma down for $20 each time they cut my grandma's grass.
Yeah, no, whether or not she has the money or not, it doesn't matter. She's an older neighbor. You absolutely are doing the right thing. That's very sweet of you, Joe.
So I do that. I shovel the dry. I like doing it. So this has been going on now for, I don't know, past since winter and into this year. So 6 or 9 months. And she's like, let me get you something. So she made Lindsay and I, or got these off Etsy, these magnets, which have photos of me and Lindsay. I gave her these pictures. She asked for them of our dogs, Benny and Paddington. And I didn't know what they were for. She's like, I got a nice gift I want to get you. I'm like, okay, I got to let her do something.
I was going to say, that's really sweet.
So she went overboard and got 20 of these things. They're little, about an inch each magnets you'd put on your fridge, and they have they're actually nice pens. These pens that connect to them too, so you can write down notes, which 1 or 2 is cool, but we have 20 of them. Well, I'll never use all 20 of these.
Listen, we could use all of them in the office. If you want to bring 2 or 3, I could use one in my cubicle, no problem.
Well, we took a couple out, but then we were going through things and we're like, do we throw this out or not? Because no offense to her or anything, I'm very bad at telling people how I feel, but I'm trying to declutter stuff in our house, so the last thing I need is 20 pens and magnets, even though it's the sweetest gift. You know what I mean? You don't want to shut somebody down for being nice, but I don't need this.
No, absolutely not.
So I was about to throw it away. Lindsay's like, let me see it. She opens the bag. Laura, inside of this thing I was about to throw out, $100.
What?
A Benjamin Franklin look brand spanking new.
Do you think it was supposed to be there? Do you think she was sliding you a gift? Or do you think it was one of those oops, I dropped my $100 bill in this bag?
Well, it would be a very, very interesting drop to land exactly in that bag.
I know. Listen, I'm just trying to benefit of the doubt here.
I truly think she did that, but I just, not to get into personal business, but she's on a fixed income. She is, retired. I don't think she just has hundreds to give out to people that do good deeds for her.
No. So, how long have you had these pens? Because you said that you kind of were sitting on them. It's been a week or a year?
About 2.5, 3 months.
Oh, no.
Okay,
so
I timed it back just because we got it. We're like, oh, thanks. And we just put them to the side.
Well, thankfully for you, summer just ended. So you do have the excuse of being oh, we were really busy traveling this summer.
Oh, that's a good point.
We just got to putting them away and we noticed it. So if you do decide to give it back, you do have at least a little bit. If you were to have done that 2 months from now, you don't have a good excuse. You weren't doing anything in September and October. Oh, art prize was really crazy. I couldn't get these magnets put up,
Well, then, okay, but what do I do now? Because it's been several months since she gave me this, and I never acknowledged it, because you would assume if I gave this to Laura and her husband James, if I gave them a gift and I knew that $100 is in there, I would expect oh my gosh, thank you. Is it...
You have to bare minimum, yes, thank her. You do for sure have to thank her.
But it's been too long. It
doesn't matter. No, again, you've got the excuse. I've been traveling. We didn't get to put them up. So you have an excuse. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. The thing is if you keep this money or not, do you think she would be offended if you handed it back to her?
I don't know. And that's the whole reason I want to try to... I would like your advice, 616-600-0957. That's 616-600-0957, because I don't think she'll be mad at me, but I can't tell. I just know I'd be upset about it. So that's what I'm worried about. 616-600-0957. For Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. I have a great neighbor, Laura. I really do, but I don't know what to do in this situation because it's going to be awkward.
Okay.
She gave us these gifts, these magnets, these pens, and inside of it, we didn't open the other bag. There's $100 inside of there. And I don't think this was accidental. I think it was purposely put in there because I always cut her grass. I'll shovel her driveway because I enjoy doing those things. And I always think, I hope somebody does that for my mom and grandma in Ohio.
Absolutely.
You help your neighbor out. This is what you do. You don't expect something in return. And honestly, she's on a fixed income. She's probably in her 60s or 70s. I'm not taking your $100. That's like $1 million.
Yeah.
But am I supposed to keep the bucks? Am I supposed to keep the money? Are we supposed to return it?
Well, we asked people. You can always give us a call at 616-600-0957, or you can send us a DM like Amanda in Coopersville, who said she clearly wants to pay you for your time. It means something for her to be able to pay for it. I had an elderly neighbor once. He'd ask for rides to the grocery store, and I'd take him whenever he needed to go, and he'd always insist on paying me. I refused over and over, but it was a pride thing. He didn't want charity, and maybe that's the situation with your neighbor. Maybe she just... she feels bad that your time is valuable while she knows she's older. She doesn't want to admit it. And so she's just trying to pay you for your time like she would any other person that she were to hire for the job.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. But once again, there's also the other thing. And I feel like I've said this before, but this is 2 or 3 months ago and she gave us these gifts. So I wonder if she's like, funny, they haven't said anything yet about the $100 I slid into there.
Yeah, you're going to have to definitely explain.
I just feel like a turd.
You didn't get into the magnets. 616-600-0957. Marcia in Belding, what should Joe do here?
I had almost the exact same thing happen with a neighbor. I was watching her cats for like a week, and I'd done it previously, and she paid me a little bit. But she gave me like $50 for watching her cats for a week. And we loved playing with her cats and everything. I just kindly told her, you don't need to pay me to do this. I don't mind doing it. I don't mind helping out a neighbor. And she was fine with it.
So Joe should just give it back and hope that she's not offended by it?
I don't think she'll be offended. I honestly don't. I think she felt very grateful to you, Joe, for you being so kind to do that. And she wanted to show her appreciation.
Aw. I think that's right. And if you really wanted to do something, Joe, if you feel bad keeping the money, buy something for her at Christmas with that money. Do something really nice for her. Make her a meal for Thanksgiving. Take that money and reinvest it back into her and don't tell her you're doing it. Ooh. And then that way you can feel a little bit better about taking the money.
You know what I could try to do is, what is the thing that everybody loves, men and women? And that's food, right? It's like the love to your belly. I should make her a brisket.
Please cook it properly. Don't do this. If you kill your neighbor trying to make her brisket, I swear I'm calling the cops on you.
All right.
Are you sure her teeth are up for a brisket?
Yeah, there we go. That's also...
Yes, Marcia, whose brisket are you eating? This isn't beef jerky. This is moist, juicy, fat-rendered brisket.
Marcia,
a baby could eat it.
I'm coming down the elevator to give you a high five for that.
I'm not saying anything bad against your cooking, Joe. I'm remembering brisket as being kind of tougher meat to eat.
All right. Well, I'm sorry you had that experience, Marcia, but thank you for calling in.
Experience.
Oh, Marcia, you're the best. We love you. Have a great day.
Love you guys too. Bye-bye.
It's Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. This is awkward, Laura.
Yeah, you're telling me as the person who has to deal with all the awkward things you do around the office. And they're like, why is he this way? And I'm like, I ask myself that every single morning. But yesterday we had a coworker come in to job shadow us. And she looked great. She was wearing red pants. She had a cute little black sweater on. And she was just trying to look her best, probably to impress us and our coworkers.
I would have bought advertising. I would have bought advertising from her.
So she comes in. She said she does her whole thing. And as she's leaving, I see Joe's eyes get really wide, and I'm like, what is happening right now? And she leaves out our studio door, and you look at me, and you go, oh, no. And I'm like, well, what's wrong, Joe? And can you explain to me what you thought was wrong?
Yeah, and just to clarify, it sounds like I was checking out her butt. No, I was not looking at her booty. I noticed that her shirt was on backwards or her dress was on backwards. I'm like, oh my God, is she going to go meet clients that way and communicate with people? Not a good look.
And thank God you didn't say anything to her because no, her shirt, or not even a shirt, it's a sweater. It was not on backwards. It had buttons down the back of the sweater. And that's a design because it's a fashionable thing with sweaters. You do not have buttons down the front of your sweater. It is not a button-up shirt. you generally have them in the back. A lot of times there's only like 2 or 3 near the back of the neckline, but she had them all the way down the back, and they were big decorative buttons, which is to tell you that they're not the kind that you sit there and, use for like you do with a button-down shirt. They're just decorative. They're supposed to look nice.
These were buttons that if you were building Frosty the Snowman, you definitely would like to have available to throw up on there.
Perfect for like his chest.
But Laura, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I guess I have never seen a woman of any age wear a dress with buttons going down the entire back unless they were trying to get their crisscross on.
First of all, it's a sweater, not a dress. She was
Whatever
wearing
it
pants.
is.
That's a whole different piece of clothing. That's like the difference in saying she's wearing a suit jacket and she's wearing a button-up shirt. Those are whole different items of clothing.
Woman's shirt
and sweater. You're really going to ask?
Sweater.
Do you know what? Do you wear sweaters? Are all of your sweaters dresses, Joe?
Down the
Did you see
back.
my point, ladies and gentlemen? That Joe, his sense of fashion is wearing a t-shirt and gym shorts constantly.
I'm looking right now.
And you want to talk about how if this is a proper sweater that would exist in the real world, yes, sweaters have buttons on the back of them for design because it's supposed to look nice. Again, it goes down the line of your spine. It's kind of fun. And you don't want all that decoration on the front of your sweater, especially if you're a woman that's a little more well-endowed, for lack of better words.
You could put an eye out.
Well, not only that, it's just the buttons don't really lay right on you. So if you have them on the back, it looks nicer. So it's a style.
All right, Kimberly, hey, you're on the Big Joe and Laura show. Do you have any of these shirts or dresses, whatever the heck they are, with the buttons in the back?
I own at least 5 sweaters like that.
Thank you. Thank you, Kimberly. He does not believe me because I don't dress well. So he doesn't see things like that on me in the office, but our new coworker is very well dressed. She looks fantastic always. And I know that's what's going on here.
Well, and not only that, does he not remember the Miss Mary Mac nursery rhyme?
No, I don't. Can you recite it for me?
Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black.
Silver buttons.
With silver buttons,
all
down her back.
It was one of those hand games that girls would play growing up. So you may have not known it.
I can't believe none of my buddies told me about that rhyme.
Well, I'll teach you how to play the game after we get off the air today. And now you know because Miss Mary Mac did, in fact, have silver buttons all the way down her back. So
Kimberly,
she was a trendsetter.
I got to be honest. I think you should get rid of all 5 of those because I feel like it's a safety hazard. What if you go out somewhere and get stuck?
He thinks you'll get stuck in the chair at restaurants.
They're not real buttons.
That's what I tried to tell him. I was like, they're just decorative.
No, but they can get latched on.
Anything together.
They can get latched on.
Even if they do, you can just pull.
I've never gotten stuck.
Okay.
I've never gotten stuck.
You have to trust somebody that actually
I've been wearing
uses
them
these.
since high school.
Yeah.
All right, well, Kimberly, when that day comes, I want you to call us first.
Yeah, we'll help you for sure.
Okay. Will do.
Thank you for giving me a little update on fashion.
You're welcome.
Hey, let's say good morning to Becca in Grand Rapids. Tell us about your little win.
Oh, well, mine was actually my dad.
Okay.
He had brought his cat with him to the cemetery, of all places. Long story.
Yeah, I got so many questions already.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, anyway, she got away from him and ran off into a pasture.
Okay.
And he put up fires and did all this stuff to try to find her. And a little old lady had found her and kept the cat for a week waiting for my dad to come over and get it. This little old lady who could barely, handle anything in her house was feeding this cat for my dad because she had this fire from him.
Oh, that's so sweet, though. So they've been reunited and everyone's happy now?
Yes. Now they're reunited and Pickles is no longer going on car trips. But
Pickles. I love that name.
You're not allowed to go to the cemetery anymore, buddy.
No, not anymore. But we've learned our lesson with that one.
Oh, gosh, that is so good because I just the other day I was walking my dogs, Benny and Paddington, and I saw a missing cat photo. And I always try to see, if I'm out walking and I see a sign, you try to look for an animal because losing a pet, having it run away or whatever is the worst.
Oh, yeah. You definitely for Christmas ought to get him one of those backpacks with a little window in the back so you can just take Pickles around with him without having to worry about Pickles running off.
That would be great.
Well, hey, Becca in Grand Rapids, that is definitely a little win, and we appreciate you sharing that. And tell your dad and Pickles we said hi.
Will do.
Hey, if you got a little win like Becca in Grand Rapids, share with us this morning by picking up your phone and calling 616-600-0957. That's 616-600-0957. It is Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids' best mix. We need all hands on deck here to try to figure out what's going on. This thing's kind of a mystery to me, but Rebel the cat in Grand Haven, well, he's gone missing. In late May, a woman named Amber has 2 cats, and Rebel being one of those. And the cats escaped from her car while she was in the parking lot of the Grand Haven 9 movie theater. I don't know why they were in the car or what was going on,
They
but
went to go see a movie. It's none of your business, Joe.
I didn't know you could take the cats to the
Garfield
theater.
movie was out then, so maybe they went to see the Garfield. It doesn't matter why they were there.
Well, one of the cats, Laura, Oscar, stayed close to the vehicle, but Rebel ran towards a culvert drain in a nearby embankment. So after several days of searching, the brush is really tall there, and there was just no sign of Rebel. Amber was about to give up because she was actually going to head, I believe, to South Dakota. Like, she was heading out of state for the summer.
Yeah.
But you don't want, what, are you going to just leave your cat? Okay, bye.
Yeah, no.
So she returned one final time before leaving town, and she noticed something a little strange. Oscar the cat was standing in front of the culvert entrance, not budging and not responding to her calls to the cat. When she went and picked him up, she brought him back to the car. Immediately, he ran back to that same exact spot. It's like, okay, he knows something's up because animals are smart, right?
Yeah, of course. They can smell things, too.
So after that, and waiting a little bit of time near that drain, she says she heard a faint cry of distress, and she truly believes it is Rebel the cat that's been missing.
So Rebel the cat's just down there existing, eating mice, or, I mean, like, how?
Well, that's the thing I don't know, because in my head I picture, like, if a cat cats can get into anything, but if the cat's there, like, how can it not get out? I'm wondering, like, what, like, if it's
cats cause a lot of problems.
But if it's still alive, which I hope it is, like,
Yeah.
what has it been eating and drinking? Like, it's got to be able to come and go, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, water is in there, so the water is something that Rebel could be drinking. But I guess food-wise, I mean, cats will eat bugs. Cats will eat mice. Like, I mean, if Rebel's a good mouser, Rebel's probably eating just fine down there, because if there's a lot of tall brush, the mice are going to run in there eventually anyway, or other little rodents and friends.
There's a Facebook group which you can join. It's called Rebel Rescue Underground Kitty GH. And we joined the group, you and I did, Laura. And,
Yep.
and I've reached out to Amber. I don't know if she's seen my messages or not, but I've reached out to people in the group trying to have somebody come on to talk more about this, because I don't know, our buddy Jeremy told us when we were at the Pedals for ALS event the other day about this. And
Yeah.
I didn't even know, and it's been 4 months.
Yeah, so basically, we want to help get Rebel out of there if Rebel's in there. And if you're the type of person who knows how to coax a kitty out, maybe you've got some ideas, you can always give us a call at 616-600-0957. I have 2 ideas I think could work.
Okay, well, you actually own cats, so I'm interested to hear this.
You know, as the resident cat lady of the Big Joe and Laura show, I mean, it's been 4 months. At this point, you could probably plant some catnip, try to lure Rebel out with some,
a
some
little
goods,
line of it, yeah.
little goods, Or I think the movie theater should just take one for the team and just only play dog movies for a day. Like, you can play Marley and Me, you could play Air Bud, you could play Homeward Bound, even though Sassy's on there, and just basically just play a bunch of dog movies. Rebel will be like, oh, this is not the place to hang out. I don't want to be here. And then Rebel's going to hightail it out. Now, I did notice in the group, one of the details you left out, they think of what may be keeping Rebel alive. They think that the pipes might go over to the nearby mire. And so they think that Rebel might be getting into mire and getting food of some sort or something nearby mire. Because, I mean, mice are going to be near mire regardless. Like, whether or not they keep them out, that's just a thing that happens. Yeah. So there's like, they're like, does anyone know I think that the latest move right now in the Facebook group is, does anyone know where the pipes in Grand Haven go? So I don't know, if you've got some sort of camera, you've got ideas, maybe you've been in this situation and you can help us connect to Amber or give us ideas to give to Amber. We just want to see Rebel out of this hole, because I can't imagine having to A, give up your entire summer for your kitty, which good for Amber, what a great cat mom, and B, just going day after day, insanity cycle of trying to get your cat out of this tube, because that cat doesn't want to be in there.
If you've ever had a missing pet, whether it came back or not, and especially if you think you truly hear it, oh, that is stressful. So any advice here, cat wranglers of West Michigan, it's time to pick up the phone and give us a call. 616-600-0957. That's 616-600-0957.
It's time to play Laura Can't Lose on Mix 95.7. Here's how it happens. You'll have 1 minute to answer 5 questions. You can pass if you need to, and we'll come back if time allows. A tie goes to Laura because, well, her name's on the show. Here's who's playing Laura Can't Lose today.
Let's say good morning to Molly in Grand Rapids.
Hello, Molly. How are you this morning?
Hi, I am good.
How are you?
Good. You just told me right before we jumped on that you just got your Starbies. So are you feeling confident that you have the chance to take me on for the $60 Michigan lottery ticket jackpot?
I think so. I'm feeling good.
Okay, good. Well, good luck.
Go ahead and kick Laura out of the studio so she can make whatever she makes.
Okay, Laura, please leave.
All right. She's probably going to make a green tea. It's usually what she sips on. Okay, here we go. 5 questions. This is your first one. Who is the lead singer of the band U2?
Bono.
Question 2. What is the motto of the Three Musketeers?
All for one and one for all.
Question 3. Used to describe married couples, what does the acronym DINK, D-I-N-K, stand for?
Dink. Can I come back to that one, or do I have to answer it right now?
We can come back. Question number 4.
Let me come back.
Tell me the name of the movie where Matt Damon was stuck on Mars.
Mission to Mars.
Question 5. What was the housekeeper's name in the TV series The Brady Bunch?
Alice.
Question 3 again. Used to describe married couples, what does the acronym DINK, D-I-N-K, stand for?
I don't know that one. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm going to bring Laura back in.
Laura! La, 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 Laura!
So Molly in Grand Rapids, we know you're having your Starbies this morning, but tell us about yourself.
I'm a teacher, and I teach special ed, high school. I have 4 kids, and I have to dedicate this to my daughter, Mary Rose. She is Laura's biggest fan. Listens to her every day on the way to school for the last, year and a half.
This is going to be so awkward if Laura beats you, though.
No, now I have to lose.
I know.
Dang it. No.
Now you're going to become like her most hated person ever.
You beat my mom.
All right, well, listen. Laura, Molly in Grand Rapids, there's a chance you could beat her. She was able to get 3 out of 5 right.
Ooh, okay.
Question 1 for you. Who is the lead singer of the band U2?
That would be Bono.
Correct.
Don't ask me what his legal name is. I don't know.
1-1. Question 2. What is the motto of the Three Musketeers?
We make a really good candy bar? I have no idea.
It's not a candy bar.
I know they're not just a candy bar. I have no clue what they're.
Okay, getting that one wrong. It is all for one and one for all.
Oh, yeah, I guess I did know that.
Okay, well, it looks like we've got Molly in the lead 2-1 going into question 3.
Oh, no.
Used to describe married couples, what does the acronym DINK stand for?
Dang.
D-I-N-K, DINK.
Oh, crap. I know this. It's something. No, I know no kids is the NK. So direct income, no kids?
No, I'm not going to give that to you. I would have taken dual income, no kids, or double income, no kids.
That's what it is. It's double. I couldn't remember what the D was.
Okay, you both got that wrong. So the score now is 2-1 going into question number 4. Tell me the name of the movie where Matt Damon was stuck on Mars.
The Martian?
That is correct.
Even though he wasn't a Martian, he was just stuck there.
I didn't pick the name of the movie.
It always bothered me.
The score now is 2-2 going into question 5. What was the housekeeper's name in the TV series The Brady Bunch?
Alice.
That is correct. And we have a 3-3 tie, which means Molly in Grand Rapids, you can come back and play again on Wednesday for $65.
Hey!
Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids' best mix. I feel like I need to throw a warning out there of sorts. I mean, in general, when Laura and I get to talk to you every day, we like to have fun. That's our goal. We're not trying to be Debbie Downers, but I feel like my situation is such a Debbie Downer, and I don't know if anybody else can relate to this or not.
Well, I'm going to give the preface.
Oh, boy, I shouldn't have used big words.
I know, I tried. Listen.
Prefaces?
I'm going to preface this with the fact that I think what you're going through is something a lot of people go through, and I think a lot of people don't know how to stand up for themselves. So if you're a person that needs a little motivation on how to hold your own, or maybe you have that motivation, please stick around. Joe, go ahead and share what happened to you yesterday.
So the brief backstory leading up to yesterday at around 8 o'clock in the morning during the show is that My dad passed away when I was 21. My parents were never together, but they were like on and off my whole life. But pretty much raised by my mom, and she's now in Ohio taking care of my grandma. And I think it's just being alone and isolated and sad because they're both, by themselves, and they both have really bad health conditions. I'm surprised they're both. That's why I came back to take this job in Grand Rapids. Is like my mom was dying, like with her heart disease and stuff. And thank God she's still alive. But recently there's been some just issues, and she's dumping all her stuff on me. And I said, Mom, God, I love you, but if you're going to talk to me this way, I'm not going to be a punching bag. Like, she's not mad at me, but she's, your loved ones sometimes take it out on you.
I was going to say, it's not that she's dumping things on you, because it would be one thing if it's just like light complaints. She's like taking it out on you as if you did these things to her sometimes in her tone.
It's so weird to me because out of my whole family, like, I'm one of the only grandkids that talks to my actual grandma, who I'm about to play this voicemail in a second. And it's like, wait, I'm the one that's there for you. I'm the one that talks to you. I'm the one that checks in on you. I send you stuff and like, I love you. Why are you taking, but anyways, that's going on. So yesterday during the show, we're getting ready to do the Need to Know News around 8 o'clock. And I get this voice. I missed a call from my grandma, and I was really worried.
Joe, call me. Your mother is really ill. She's been trying to tell you she's bad for a long time, and you wouldn't listen. Now, she has COVID on top of it, so you had no one to take care of her because I'm in the hospital with her, too. So you can call me if you will, and then I'll talk to you.
So that was a fun voicemail to get. And I guess the thing I was trying to tell everything as quickly as possible is that the last time I've talked to my mom and grandma was probably 3 or so months ago. Might even be via text message, not on the phone. And that's because I stood up for myself. I'm like, I love you. I do. But you're not going to dump all this stuff on me or take it out on me and make me feel bad. I'm like, if you're going to talk to me this way, don't talk to me unless there's a medical emergency with you or grandma.
And that's fair, because I think at a certain point, while your family is your blood, they're your loved ones, you try to take care of them as much as possible. There's certain points where you have to set a boundary and say, hey, I'm an adult. I have my own life. I want to help you, but if you're going to just lash out at me, I have to step away from my own mental health.
I agree with that. And I guess the hard thing I'm dealing with, Laura, and God, I feel like we're such downers, but once again, maybe you can relate to this. You've lost both your parents. That sucks. I do have one parent left, my mom, but it almost feels like she's already gone the way our relationship is. And I know nothing's going to change. My relationship with my mom will never be what I wanted it to be or what I dreamed of it being. And it's just getting worse and worse. But I don't know, like, do I reach out to her? Do I follow up and talk when I'm being treated this way? Because, like, Laura, I truly thought yesterday when I got that call during the show that it was my grandma saying, hey, your mom died.
Yeah. I mean, I think personally, I had a good relationship with my father when he passed. My mom, I was young, so it doesn't, there's, you always have a good relationship with your parents when you're a kid for the most part. And I will say one of my biggest regrets of losing my dad was that I didn't know how close to the end he was, because they love to not tell me things until the last second because they say they don't want to, air quotes, worry me.
Yeah, they're protecting you by not telling you anything.
So my biggest regret was not spending a little more time with my dad. And I'm not saying that that's how you're going to feel about your mom, but I think you have to at least have that conversation with her, especially with this scare right now. If you have the ability to just sit down and say, Mom, I love you. I appreciate everything you've done for me. I know that you have needs and things in life, but I wish you the best, and see if you can find some way to bridge that gap so at least both of you can find peace, knowing that, the end is unfortunately probably nearer than you would like it to be in this situation. And if you're out there, maybe you had an estranged parent, maybe you had a bad relationship with the parent before they passed away. How did you handle that? Because I think Joe could really use your advice and your support right now. Give us a call, 616-600-0957, or you can send us a DM in the Mix 95.7 app. Again, pick up that phone, 616-600-0957.
It's Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. If you're just joining in this conversation, I guess I'm trying to figure out, what do I do with this situation? My grandma called me yesterday during the show, and that's a big deal because I haven't talked to my mom and grandma. I think the last thing was a text message about 3 months ago, because I said, hey, I love you both, but you always give me drama. You always guilt trip me. All these things you dump kind of on me. I'm like, if this is how it's going to continue, it's not. I'm not going to hear from you. I'm not going to respond unless it's like a medical thing. And lo and behold, yesterday, 8 o'clock, I get a call that my mom, who's already sick as it is in the hospital. She has COVID. And I mean, she could be okay. It may be the ending of her. I don't know. But it's just, I don't know what to do, Laura.
Well,
This is such a...
And the thing you kind of leave out there is that your grandma's voicemail is pretty passive aggressive. Like, I can't take care of her. Like, as if you're supposed to drop your entire life and run immediately there when they know that you kind of have this strained relationship right now. So you're looking for advice. And hey, if you're out there going through something like this, A, we're there with you. And B, we'd love to hear from you at 616-600-0957.
Cassie in Rockford, what did you want to say? Any thoughts, advice?
Yeah, actually. So earlier this year, I have always had a really complicated relationship with my mom. And it finally just got to be too much. It was too much negativity about my stepdad, too much putting me in the middle and treating me like her therapist and her punching bag. And I had to talk to my therapist and set a boundary and be like, listen, if this is all that our relationship is going to be, then it's not a relationship I'm interested in having. And it was really hard, and cutting off contact completely, especially when I've got little kids, was really hard. But in the end, it ended up working out because it was kind of the wake-up call that she needed to be better. So we actually started talking a couple weeks ago. Things have gone really well so far. She's been a great grandma. She's been, I don't want to say a great mom, because that doesn't eliminate all the things that she put me through just because she's better now.
Right.
Sure.
But I really think that setting firm boundaries and allowing people around you that are the kind of people that you want around you has a lot of merit. I think that, sometimes you have to stick up for yourself even when it is family.
I think you're 100% right on that, Cassie, and props to you for doing that. And we're happy to hear that things are actually kind of turning the corner, it sounds like, as far as with the grandkids and everything. I guess for me, I feel the same way as you, I guess, and everybody's story is different. I feel like we're never going to get to that point, unfortunately. I don't think my mom's going to have that realization.
I didn't want to say it because it's not my situation.
No, I get it, but
that was kind of my thought for
everyone's
you,
a little
honestly.
different for sure.
No, but I appreciate you calling in. First of all, I'm happy to hear that, but also I'm glad I don't feel alone this morning thinking I'm the only one going through this. And if you are, unfortunately, other people that are going through this are at least getting some takeaways from it, what they can try to do.
And it's nice to hear a positive story too, that people can get better and come back in, because a lot of times you just hear that we're not talking anymore and that's the end of time, and it's kind of refreshing to see that your mom is actually putting forth the effort and growing.
Yeah, and it actually also kind of brought my sister and I closer together. She's lived states away, so it's just hard to keep in contact even though we both have little kids. But she actually moved home to be closer to family, and because neither of us were talking to my mom, we kind of took it upon ourselves to talk to each other. So now my sister and I are like closer than we've ever been, and things kind of turned to the corner with my mom. So, setting those boundaries, as hard as it was, really in the long run ended up being the best choice for us.
Absolutely. Cassie, thank you so much for calling this morning and sharing. And Joe, hopefully that did something to make you feel a little better.
Yeah, Cassie, can you call my mom for me?
I love getting involved in other people's drama. I would love to call your mom for you.
Thank you, Cassie. Have a great day.
You're the best. Have a great day.
We appreciate all your calls this morning and your DMs. It's Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7.